Welcome to the most important car of 2018. It's the new BMW 3 Series. Now this car has a very tough brief on its hands. It has to be practical enough for families to use, it has to be efficient enough for company car drivers, and because it's a 3 Series, it has to be absolutely brilliant to drive.
The Saloon is BMW's most popular model. 1 in every 5 new BMWs sold around the world is a 3 Series. That's why, when it comes to the design, it's still pretty recognisable. It's the first model from BMW to feature a new precision and poetry design language, which sounds pretty fancy, but in reality it simply means there are some sharper lines along the bonnet to help separate it from the larger 5 Series. But the Saloon is a bit longer and wider than before, and the boot is still a decent size at 480 litres.
Now, one of the biggest criticisms of the old 3 Series, let's face it, there wasn't very many, was the cabin. Customers said there were too many buttons and there was too much plastic all around. So BMW has listened to its customers and changed it for this new version. So in here we have much softer leather. The seats are made of softer leather, as is the steering wheel and the centre console. So all of the main touch points are much softer to the touch. All of the buttons have been moved into islands on the centre console down here and are more slickly integrated onto the dash. And it just gives it a much cleaner and slicker look, as you'd expect from a BMW. Now obviously it wouldn't be a BMW without an iDrive system, and the 3 Series features the very latest system that you'll find in the 8 Series and the X5 SUV. It's operated as ever through the swivel wheel here on the centre console, but in the 3 Series it's also touch sensitive for the very first time. In this example we're in here, it features a 10.2-inch screen here on the dashboard, which comes as standard with the larger digital dials. On some of the entry-level cars, however, there will be analogue dials as standard.
When it goes on sale in the UK in March, there'll initially be 2 4-cylinder engines to choose from, 1 petrol and 1 diesel. The sole petrol is the 330i, which uses a 255 horsepower 2-litre turbo, enough for a 0 to 62 time of 5.8 seconds and almost 49 miles to the gallon, according to BMW. The 320d is the only diesel and powered by a 187 horsepower 2-litre unit, good for almost 68 miles to the gallon. It is also available with xDrive 4-wheel drive. Later down the line, the model range will expand to include a 6-cylinder 330d and a fuel-sipping 330e plug-in hybrid, which will dip below 40 grams per kilometre of CO2. M40i and M40d performance models will also land next year, ahead of the flagship M3 in 2020. Prices start from under £34,000 in the UK.